Yeah. I stay away from the streets and the trouble to get in. Trying to stay strong in this world full of sin, but they wanna bring us down, they ain't wanna see us win. They wanna kill us all, Lord, tell me, can I live? Can a nigga live? Can I live? Can a nigga live, Lord? Tell me, can I live? I know the hatred's deeper than the color of your skin. Live, know the hatred's deeper than the color of your skin. Can I live?
America, KKK. I'm a beam in this darkness. It seems that real life is a nightmare. Cannot live my dreams on this earth. Since I was young, I realized I had a destiny bigger than the fiction that's disguised as what was best for me. Better than the hate and all the life. Thought it was my skin, but studied something that was new to me. They hate me because of what my ancient ancestors used to be. Killers, teachers, kings and queens.
I promised it wouldn't change me, but I would have went insane had I remained the same me. And I know you feel the same way if they slay me. So when I say the white man is the devil, don't blame me. I'm not here to make friends, kiss babies, shake hands for politics. Yo, what's affecting all the college kids? I mean, why did the students shoot up the colleges? Newborns found in shopping bags and garbages. All these problems that nobody acknowledges. Promise you one thing, you gonna acknowledge this. You know what I mean? Like that.
Hey, I don't give a love to fuck about what them bitches gotta say. I'm a woman where's a nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't give a love to fuck about what them niggas gotta say. I'm a woman where's a nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't care about what they say. Hey. Fuck with my Akima, fuck with my sisters, then I got a problem, I'm never gonna miss you. I got 100 hanging out the AR, I got a 50 hanging out the pistol. He say it's corner, I'm just being realistic. I be on them corner posted with the realest. If it's the Sabbath, then we going fishing. I'm reeling them in, that's a God-given mission. I'm really on 10, but I'm stamped in the pistol. I get the order, be glad at this mission. Hebrew Academy graduate, nigga. Training, go through the baddest conditions. I don't fuck with none but the baddest of bitches. She righteous submissive, she glad to be with me. Had that thing Putin like Vladimir, niggas. She know I'm a prophet, she got to be listening. Disrespect, I ain't having that shit. Tell her go make some business from scratch. She bitch in the different breed of black men. We don't do the bad thing. I remember back when I was really trapping, trying to get the racks in, selling dope to black men. But now I'm trying to make it straight. Like, don't forget about my face. We standing up straight, can't fold us. Too heavy, the world won't hold us. Don't get you some rank, I told you. Line up in these ranks, we soldier. You can take that to the bank, we focus on. How many times must we remind you? One body, one way, some break. I would never take up as a flex. When the law with you ain't no up next. It's just us, nigga, that's that on that. All that weak shit, that ain't no threat. Say you won't beat bitch, with that ain't no sweat. We with all that. The Lord called a nigga out the world. I responded and called back. Oh Lord. And everything that they stole from us, fuck the shit we want. All that niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come under command and general, your honor, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. We unaffiliated with them. I cannot fuck around with fake niggas. We taking ground when we in your city. You better hide the women, hide the liquor. Keep that bitch on me, please don't but the same. Don't be a fool and be another victim. Say you a goon, you just another Christian. How you my brother, you ain't in here with me. We in the gutter, deep down in the trenches. We with them niggas locked up in the prison. Fucking Hispanic, Native American, Indian. We ain't just talking shit, but we living in it. We be everywhere, you can't miss it. And we be precious hell, take a picture. And we special now with the scriptures. Play, we gon' script them, yeah, we some killers. These niggas tripping, they mind blown. Rapping it, forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't get it pause when niggas say that they be looking for niggas to slide on. The slide that I know about is when I send with the gun for the slide on. Real, I get the harder, you know that it's slaughter. See me and my niggas gon' die. Kill. The bigger the better for kingdom of heaven. You niggas get wet up by niggas, I'm fed up. I rep UPK. My niggas won't let up. Got choppers, got nines, AKs, Berettas. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like bitch or whatever. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come under command and general, your honor, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. See, they always ask us like, why y'all wanna fuck with such and such? Why y'all won't come together with such and such? I be like, we unaffiliated with them. Understand me? Like,
Okay, we on.
We good?
Yeah, we
All
good.
right. Clap it up. Hey, shalom. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Barakatah. To the brothers, Yahweh Shemar Latah Bashem Yahweh. To the sisters, nosotros somos la Escuela Israelita de Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Comenzamos de 1 Oeste, calle 125, en Harlem, Nueva York, abajo del Comandante General Yahana. Shalom, Israel. We're the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street in Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahana. And since 1969, we've been speaking the truth of the Bible to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, informing you that you are the true Israelites spoken about in the Bible. And tonight is Isupk San Antonio's history class. And tonight we're going to get into how we are all snared in holes. See, I just read an article not too long ago that a brother had shared, and it was an informative article talking about how they released alligators into the Rio Grande River, right, as a deterrent for the so-called illegal immigrants coming into the states, right? This is nothing new to us. They've been setting snares for us, because that's what it is. It's a trap. That's what a snare is. It's a trap. They've been setting traps for us, whether it was in Exodus when we were under the Egyptian rule. It was under the Babylonians, the Assyrians, and now it's under the Greeks, and now it's under the reformed Roman Empire, which is America, because that's what America is. It's just an extension of the Roman Empire. They've been setting snares for us, and they've been doing it to us as a whole, as both kingdoms. We're no longer two kingdoms no more. We're no longer the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom. We're one kingdom again. You know what I mean? That's what Christ came, and he sacrificed. He was a sacrifice for the two kingdoms to come back together. We are no longer two kingdoms anymore. We are one stick, and we both suffer the same atrocities, the same snares. We're both how can I say, put in snares as a people. We like to, us so-called Latinos, we like to think that we're different from our black brothers, right? But what I'm about to bring out tonight is we are not different at all. We suffer the same atrocities to the T. And let's go ahead with that first article. Let's bring out that first article. I'll pull it with you. I got you. I'm gonna give a brief synopsis of this article. Right, this article was written. It was a while back while this happened, and I've heard about it. A while back when this did happen. About, I think it was in 2022 when this article was published. But I'm going to be speaking on it again tonight because it's crucial because of the climate that we're in today. About how they're still putting out snares for the so-called illegal immigrants. They're busting into, the Home Depots. They're busting into these work camps, that they have set up. They're busting into, schools and churches and stuff like that. You know what I mean? As a how can I say, as a means to gather the so-called Latinos, the Latino tribes, to gather them up and to put them in prison houses, because that's what they're doing. They're right. It's nothing but a prison house. That's what it is. And a lot of times, our brothers go missing. but they're doing this to separate the tribes because they're pushing out propaganda out there where the it's a minority of our black brothers are saying that we should stand down from supporting the Latinos because it's not our fight, right? But that's just a small minority. It's not really the true sentiment of the so-called African American standpoint on the situation. There's a propaganda to further split the tribes. Well, tonight I'm going to bring out this article, and it's to show that we are both in these snares that they set up for us. We are both suffering the same atrocities, and because we are the same people. Let's go ahead and read the article.
Giant alligators have been released into the Rio Grande to deter migrants from crossing the border river to the United States, reports Mexican media.
Right. See that this happened, and this didn't even make news here. Right. The Mexican media had to report it. Right. It didn't even make news because they don't really want you to know what's going. I mean, you indoctrination down throat, but you don't how can I say, you don't educate a slave. So they really hid this. I mean, you can dig into it and find it, but it's not making like major news or like major news articles. It's not making that. See, at first the Mexican media had to report it. You know what I mean? But let's go ahead.
The scare emerged after U.S. Border Patrol agents photographed what looks like an enormous gator swimming near Eagle Pass, Texas, which is a regular crossing point for migrants.
Right. Eagle Pass, Texas, that's not too far from San Antonio, right? That's not too far from here. Matter of fact, the ISUPK, as our South Texas as a whole, we did a mission for the migrants that were under the bridge over there in Acuna. You know what I mean? The mission to Acuna, and we tried crossing through the border city right by Acuna, which is Del Rio. We tried crossing through there, and they denied us access. You know what I mean? So we had to go through Eagle Pass. See, we've been through here. Go ahead.
Eagle Pass is across the Rio Grande from Piedras Negras,
Which means black rocks.
in the Mexican state of
Coahuila.
Coahuila.
Yeah, Coahuila. Yeah, that's the state where that's the bordering state right by Texas is Coahuila. And the Piedras Negras, what's interesting, it actually means black rocks. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's go further into the article.
The photo of the gator was featured on the official U.S. Border Patrol Facebook page with a heavy-handed, grim sense of humor.
See, Graham's sense of humor. You know what I mean? They weren't even taking it serious. But these alligators, man, they're alligators are dangerous. You do not want to be caught swimming near an alligator, even a group of alligators. You know what I mean, much less a group of alligators. Alligators are dangerous. I mean, they got that death row, which means that they clamp on you, and once they start rolling, they don't stop rolling until something rips off or you're unalived. I mean, you're not coming out of that. Go ahead.
The photo of the gator was featured on the official U.S. Border Patrol Facebook page with a heavy-handed, grim sense of humor.
Right.
The page stated, alligators ask a lot of questions,
What?
so much so that they would make great interrogators.
See, that's just so corny. That's just so corny. But you see how they make a mockery of us? You know, black man, Hispanic man. They make a mockery out of your demise, out of your turmoil. They just make like a whole mockery of you. Because the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Go ahead.
The page stated, alligators ask a lot of questions.
No, you can skip that. Let's go. Mexican newspaper.
Oh,
Eclosor reported
okay.
go ahead.
Mexican newspaper Excelsior
Excelsior
reported that the reptile is a crocodile, claiming it was there to scare migrants from crossing to the U.S. side.
Go ahead.
And the News Collective website reported it is said that the Texas Ranch Association suggested dumping alligators in the Rio Grande to solve the problem without caring about the deadly dangers this posed.
So it was the government, the Texas Ranch Association. That's a government entity. You know what I mean? So the government put those alligators in there. The government put them there. Go ahead.
This source added that those were rumors since the end of last year. And now we see it as a reality.
Right, because they're actually there. They're actually there. And I remember hearing about because I stayed in the Rio Grande Valley for a little bit, right, last year with Officer Kanak and Officer Yashikar. And there were reports, people were swimming in the, I forgot what they call them, but it was right there by the Rio Grande River. It's like little channels that they have there. And there were reports of people sighting these crocodiles, these alligators. You know what I mean? People were actually sighting them because they're still there to this day. They're still there. I mean, because the climate in the Valle is real, like humid and marshy, where the river is, the river banks and all that. It's real humid. Like it's a real humid climate there. I mean, it's a perfect habitat for these alligators. So they're thriving there. There's plenty of fish that they can eat. There's plenty of wildlife out there, so they can prey on. And then they're still there to this day. Go ahead.
The 2014 Farm and Ranch Association Directory of the Texas Workers Commission does not list a Texas Ranch Association, and a representative of a Texas Ranchers Association said he did not know of any organization bearing that name. Border Patrol agents use watercraft, horses, and vehicles to patrol the river border dividing Texas from the Mexican state of Coahuila.
Yeah, Coahuila. Salakia. See, right there is some tricky already. Like they never did hear of that association, right? But what it said was a representative of Texas Ranchers Organization. It's the same thing. Texas Ranch Association, Texas Ranchers Organization. It's the same thing. You're like it like he never did hear about it, but it's that's what he was. He was a representative of it. Go ahead.
Border Patrol agents use watercraft, horses, and vehicles to patrol the river border dividing Texas from the Mexican states of Coahuila,
Coahuila and Tamaulipas. Right.
Coahuila,
Right.
Nuevo Leon,
Tamaulipas.
Tamaulipas,
Tamaulipas and Chihuahua.
and Chihuahua.
Right. So those are just the bordering states of Mexico. That's basically all the bordering states that's encompass, like it's right near Texas. Like it's Coahuila, Nuevo León, Tamaulipas, and Chihuahua. Not in that exact order, but those are all the states that border Texas. All the Mexican states that border Texas. Go ahead.
They have encountered at least 542,000 migrant crossings in the first 3 months of 2022.
Right. Right.
Extensive fences, patrols, and even alligators have not deterred hundreds of thousands of migrants seeking to enter the U.S. illegally, mostly from Mexico and Central America, and increasingly from elsewhere.
Right. It was a trap by Esau, but it's not working. It's not working. And there actually been sightings of alligators at the beaches, right? Because the rivers, because they're not only in the Rio Grande River, but they also gone into the Nueces River. They've gone into the Frio River, right? All these rivers close by the Valle. These alligators actually gone into these rivers too, and these rivers actually connect to the Gulf of Mexico. So there's sightings of these alligators actually in like South Padre and stuff like that. So that goes into one of my precepts that they're going to be caught in the same snares. They're going to be caught in the same snares. They try to put us in a trap. You know what I mean? To get unalived as a deterrent to coming into the land of the free, as they say, right? They're willing to set a trap for you so dangerous that it can unalive you. It could unalive you. They're like, this is got to be against humanitarian rights, right? It's got to be. But according to them, a slave does not have a right. That's what we are to them. We're slaves. Just come over here and work, get your work visa, do it legally, and just put your shoulder down and just go put your hand to the plow. That's what they want you to do. Shut up and dribble the ball. Shut up and just dig that ditch. No, that's the position they want us at. But Slakia, for my first scripture, you can go ahead and drop that. Right, you can go ahead and just drop that article. Because I just want to bring out that they have set up the snare for us, and even the ice itself is a snare, right? Even the ice is a snare, and then they throw us in prison houses. So let's go. Let's bring up Isaiah 42 and 22. Hold on, let me pull up with you. Let me pull it up with you. Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22. My phone's been kind of slow right now.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 22.
Yeah, go ahead.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
Robbed and spoiled. How did they get America? Did they just come over here and acquire the land peacefully? No. They dealt treacherously with us, and they unalived and robbed this land from us. That's how they got America. Go ahead.
They are all of them snared in holes.
Right. We are all snared in holes, right? From the way the conquistadores came, they were acting like they were trying to side with the indigenous people of the land out here, and then behind their back was drawn swords, right? They dealt wisely with us, as it says in Exodus. You know what I mean? Still they still have that mentality. Our enemies still have that mentality, right? They they their words are smooth as oil, but behind their backs are drawn swords. Wars is in their hearts. They still have that mentality to this day. Go ahead.
And they are hid in prison
And
houses.
they throw us, they catch us with these snares, right? With ice, uh, going into the Home Depots, ice going into the churches. They're even going to churches, catching the abuelas where they're going to mass. I mean, and then they do what? What do they do again?
And they are hid in prison houses.
Right? They throw us in prison. They throw us in the ICE detention centers. You know what I mean? It's no different from them flooding our neighborhoods with crack cocaine and uh putting up a so-called war on drugs that they started, right? They started all the influx of drugs in our neighborhoods, and then they put up a war on drugs, and they throw us in prison houses off of a network that they started. Go ahead.
They are for a prey.
They are for a prey, and that's what they see us. They see us as soft targets, because we're, how can I say, we're the meek of the earth, right? They see us as soft targets because they even Christopher Columbus, when he came over here, he said they would make good slaves. You know what I mean? That's how they see us. They see us as a prey. Go ahead.
And none deliver it.
And none deliver us. No, they no other nation has come over here. Us Latinos, we want to be close. Like, oh yeah, we speak Spanish, so we want to say that. One of our ancestors is from Spain. But did they come over here and save you out of slavery? Did they come save you out of the encomienda? No, they did not. They put up regulations to keep you in slavery. That's what they did. Our black brothers, right? They call us African Americans, right? But did Africa come over here and save us out of slavery? You okay, sis? You need something to drink? You fine? Oh. No. They did not send one canoe out here. Right? No. It's like it. Let me go into this article. I mean this scripture. Isaiah 42:22. I said they're snared in holes, and they're all hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth for a spoil. Right? None delivers out of this for a spoil. I mean, they just want to, come over here and spoil our land, spoil our goods, our cattle, our crops, and take it all for them. That's why they have I forgot what it's called. The name just barely escaped my mind. But that's how the company Del Monte started out of Costa Rica. Is how that land is full of fruit and vegetation. Well, they capitalized on that, and all the people down in Costa Rica, like all the indigenous people that from Costa Rica and Guatemala and all that, they don't see no profit from them gathering all their fruits and selling it and making a mass profit from that. They don't see none of that. People are still living in huts and how can I say, tin shacks down there. Go ahead.
They are for a prey, and none deliver it for a spoil.
Right. They spoiled. They didn't deliver us for a spoil. They didn't deliver us out of their spoil. Go ahead.
And none saith restore.
Right. And they didn't restore all the things they stole from us. Our land. They have not restored our land. They have not gave our Judite brothers reparations. No, they never will, because that's not in their heart. War is in their heart. They just want to continue having us at their feet, continue having us continuing build up their kingdom, building up their nation. They will never see us as a co-heir in this wicked nation, this wicked kingdom. No. So like, even when they they written that Declaration of Independence, they still considered you Latino and Native American man, black man. They considered you a 3/5 of a man. That's still in that Constitution. That's still in it. You are not, how can I say, equal to them whatsoever. That's how they see it. They didn't omit it out of the Constitution. It's still there. Anyway, let's go to Psalms chapter 35, verse 8. Salakia. Before you pull that up, let me pull up another scripture, because I wanted to bring something out that I had touched on earlier. I got to find it real quick. Hold on. I know it's in Exodus. Let me try to find it real quick. Okay, it's Exodus 1 and 10. Because the way they devised this trap, right? They devised this trap to keep us from, as a deterrent, to keep us from coming in. So what is their goal from keeping us from coming in? What do they say about so-called Hispanic families? What is their main ought against us? That we have too many babies. They say we have too many kids, right? I think back in the U.S. Census back in like 2010, right? They had said in five to 7 years, something like that. I think I'm misquoting the exact statistic, but they had said that the Hispanics were going to be the majority here in the United States, right? That wasn't as a big ups to the Hispanics. It was like a warning to the Edomites of this wicked nation. It was a warning to them. And since then, Obama did major deportations. Obama did a lot of deportations, and then after Obama, of course Trump, that's their main goal right now, is to divide us and send the so-called Hispanics back to their S-hole countries, as Trump says it, because they're afraid of how we multiply. They're afraid of it because their numbers are dwindling down. They know it too. They know that their time is almost up. Their time is almost up. I mean, and it's so close. Then So then we realize right now, because Trump is emboldened right now because of his actions out there in Iran. He's really emboldened right now. His head is so big right now. I probably couldn't even fit in this room. He is so emboldened right now. You know, let him be emboldened. Go ahead.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 10.
Right.
Come on, let us deal wisely with them.
That's what they have done. They have dealt wisely with us because I had to give it to them. Putting gators and crocodiles in the rivers. That's wise. That's wise. Like that would deter me from getting into the river. I see a 10-foot alligator in the river. Like, I ain't getting in there. You got me bent. Like, I ain't getting in there. I'll find another way. I'll find another way. I'll go through the desert. You know what I mean? I'll go through the desert. I'm not gonna cross that river. No. I'll risk 125, 115 degree heat than swim next to an alligator. Sheesh. Nah. Go ahead.
Lest they multiply.
Right, lest they multiply. And that's what they're scared of. They're scared of us, multiplying and outpopulating this land. You know what I mean? When this is originally our land, we're the true founders of America. Not the so-called forefathers of America. They didn't discover anything. They didn't find anything here. They didn't found anything. The only thing that they probably found it out here is just wickedness. Wickedness is what they brought with them and established a whole city on iniquity. That's what they founded. We're going to get into that too. But go ahead.
And it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies.
All right, and that's what they're scared of, right? They're scared of us coming against them. You know what I mean? They're scared of us coming against them and actually, joining their enemies against them. So who do they have mostly in their armies? You know what I mean? So that don't happen. They indoctrinate you with, they mostly have blacks and Hispanics in their armies. They indoctrinate you with the good old American spirit, right? They they spread their witchcraft. You know what I mean? They indoctrinate you with that good old American spirit, and sadly, a lot of our people are lost in that. They're lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? Lord willing, man. Lord willing that enough of us wake up. But it's getting to that crunch time. Right now, it's crunch time. Right now, it's imperative more than ever that you get into the ISUPK and you stay 10 toes down in here. Don't let the folly of the world entice you anymore. You know what I mean? Whether it be, aspirations of being great in this society, aspirations of being a good old American, right? Don't let that draw you out. You know what I mean? Don't let it entice you with that witchcraft. Stay 10 toes down in here. Come in here, learn the truth of who you really are. Learn that the Edomites that run this wicked nation will never see you as equal, will never love you. All they want you is for a slave. Learn true brotherhood. Learn the true love of God here in the ISUPK, so you can be saved out of this wicked place. Go ahead.
They also join unto our enemy. No, hold up.
Right now, you're good. Yeah, go ahead.
Salakia. When there falleth out any war, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they also join unto our enemies and fight against us,
Right.
and so get them up out of the land.
So get them up out of the land. They want to deter us from coming in here. They want to put us in these detention centers to ship us back to these SO countries, right? That's their spirit. That's the heathen spirit. Ever since we were in Egypt, in slavery in Egypt, and all the captivities, that's just been their spirit, is how to be conniving with us and how to deal with us wisely on our destruction. That's their mindset. Okay, go ahead and drop that. Let's get into Psalms 35 and 8. See, Trump just put out this this tweet, right? I'm gonna pull it up real quick. I have it saved in my phone. I'm gonna read what he said. This little tweet that he had put out earlier today, I think earlier today. It says, "Congratulations, world! It is time for peace." Right, because of the bombings that America had conducted in Iran, right? And how Iran retaliated, but their missiles were shot down, right? They're real emboldened right now. They're real emboldened right now. But let's so like drop that one. Let's get into 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. So like I mix these up, and then we'll go into Psalms. You know what I mean? He said it's time for peace. I mean, he thinks he had created peace in the Middle East because America supports that false occupation state of the occupied state of Israel, right? They support those small hats over there. They support them, and they've been, the Israeli government has been at a war with Iran, trying to deter them from having nuclear power, as being a major player in the government system of this world, right? Because they want to keep us a foothold in the occupied Middle East. They want to keep that foothold, so they see Iran as a threat. So they're just being a big bully. That's what they're being, and America is just supporting them because that's just what they are. They're the devil the Bible speaks of. But you got that? You got that scripture? There you go ahead.
What?
It's 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3.
Okay. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety.
Right, peace and safety. That's what he's saying. It's time for peace. That's what Trump is saying. Since their little victory that they had with Iran, he says it's time for peace. Go ahead.
Then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Then sudden destruction will come upon them. That's what the Lord's saying. He's like, go ahead and let your head blow up like a balloon, Trump. Go ahead. But this is what the Lord said. Go ahead, read that again.
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Right. Then sudden destruction come upon them. Right. These other nations that are allied with Iran, they already got something in the plans, right? They got something in the plans. Sudden destruction is what's coming. You know what I mean? That's what the Lord says. Sudden destruction. And he can't stop that. Trump can't stop that, no matter what he does. Sudden destruction is coming to this place. You know what I mean? You can try to be, all buddies with Steve at the job all you want. You can try to assimilate into American culture all you want. It's not going to save it. Just because you're friends with that Edomite at work, it's not going to save him. Just because you want to live a comfortable life here in America, you know what I mean? It's not going to save America. It's not. Go ahead.
As travail upon a woman with child.
Right. And you can see all this coming together as like a woman in labor, right? Because their kingdom this is the beginning of their fall. This is the beginning of the fall of the Edomites. And this is the beginning of the rise of the true Israelites of the Bible. I mean, all we have to do is just come together and live righteously. All we have to do is come together and repent and follow the words of the Most High and Christ's example. Go ahead. And they shall not escape.
And they shall not escape.
And they shall not escape. Trump can't save America. America is doomed. Trump can't save it. Great Britain and NATO can't save America. That's doomed. That's doomed. Okay, Salakia, you can drop that one. Let's go into Psalms 35 and 8. They think that this wicked nation is not going to suffer because not going to suffer the judgment of the destruction of the indigenous people, the destruction of the the so-called African slaves that they brought over here, that they brought through the Middle Passage, that they were throwing out so many slaves out the boats that the sharks changed their migrant patterns to follow the boats because it was just easy pickings of food because of the slaves that they're throwing out. The dead slaves that they're throwing out of these slave boats. There's still to this day that great whites follow that same migrant patterns that these ships were coming through. It's called the Middle Passage. You don't think they're going to pay for that? That they're not going to pay for that? You think that the Lord is just going to turn a blind eye to all the destruction of his chosen people? You got another thing coming. Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 35, verse 8. Let destruction come upon him at unawares.
At unawares. No, he's going to be looking out for it.
Let destruction come upon him at unawares.
At unawares, right? Like the spirit of the people at my job today, when all this was going down, and I was talking to some brothers about it, they had no clue what was going on. Most people don't even know what's going on. Most people live underneath a rock. They live under a life of debauchery, just following their own lust. They have no idea what's going on around them. They're just too busy worrying about, I'm going to get through this work week, so this weekend I can just go out and watch the game with my friends, eat some wings, and go to the bar and have a good old time. You know what I mean? they're and that's by design too, right? That's pushed through the culture of America, right? Through let them eat let them eat bread, as to say, that they put up these modern day coliseums to keep you, distracted of what's really going on. And right under your nose, World War III is is beginning to set off right now. Know what I mean? Vladimir Putin said that he was going to like he was going to aid Iran. Know what I mean? He was going to aid Iran. Like, just imagine what all the destruction coming, right? And what Trump had said, if that happens, he's going to unleash. I forgot the exact quote that he said. I better not misquote it. But anyway, he was going to, you know what I mean? In other words, America was going to retaliate if that happens. You're watching wars and rumors of wars, right? Happen right in front of you. You're watching the Bible, like uh live and living color right in front of your face. We're in it. You're living the book of Revelations right now, but you're too busy worrying about uh you know um I don't even know what you're worried about. I've been so disconnected from what this world is worried about for so many years. I don't even know what they're into. I don't know. Is keeping up with the Kardashians still a thing? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know what they're really worried about. Just too busy trying to follow their lust. Really, too busy trying to go to the club and follow that woman with the fake BBW, the fake tail end. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's to me, it's crazy. Like, I mean, not to say there's anything wrong with going to the club, just for some brotherhood, but you going out there to actually, there's a lot of debauchery going out in this world. I mean, and that's what people are just trying to get their rocks off, just trying to fulfill their lust. Uh, Go ahead.
And let his net that he hath hid catch himself.
Right. It's net that he had hit catch himself. See, and that's what's happening in the RGV, right? These uh these alligators are being spotted just by regular good old Americans. Down, I remember when I stayed in the RGV, they called them summer Texans. Like a lot of people that stayed in Wisconsin and like North Dakota, uh, all the northern states that it gets real cold. Not southern. They call them winter Texans. Salakia, winter Texans. Out in the winter, when up north, when it gets like brick cold, they come down to the RGV. They stay in the RGV. They stay at these. A lot of them stayed in like these RV resorts. They stayed in those big long goosenecks that are damn near 40 feet long, and you can fit your ATVs in there. You can fit your Mercedes Benz in the back. They stayed in some nice SUVs. They call them winter Texans. They stay in the SUV, not SUV, but they are RV. It's an RV, like a recreational vehicle, and they're nice. You can like there's a section of town where all these uh nice RV parks are at. I mean, they're really upscale, and that's where they're staying at. Of course, you got your low grade ones that all the lower class stay, but all these winter Texans out there, they stay in these nice RVs out there, and you can tell that they stick out like a sore thumb. They because they're redder than a tomato because it's hot down in the valle. It's hot, and the sun's shining almost like nonstop during the summertime. You know what I mean? It's hot down there. It's hot and humid, and they're sticking at there. But this is the winter time also, you know what I mean, where it's still hot. Like down in South Texas, we really don't get a winter. We really don't. That's why they call them winter Texans. They come down here in the winter to escape the bitterness of the northern United States, to escape the bitterness of winter. They come out here and they're living, they're living their best life. But they're the ones actually seeing the sights of these alligators. And even when they go to the beaches, right, they're being attacked by these sharks. They're being attacked by these sharks. Even in Corpus Christi, there's been so many shark attacks in Corpus Christi. It's just crazy. The numbers are just crazy now. They said it back in the day. They say it was like a rare thing to be bitten by a shark. Now there's almost like what during the beach season. There's almost like 25 bites a year, which is that it's actually astonishing. That number is really spiked up. But they're the ones actually, us blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, we're really like, when I go to the beach, I didn't really get in. The water was too cold for me. I didn't get in there. Like, nah, I'm good. My toes are exposed, splashing around in the water with my toes. But I ain't getting in the beach. The only time I did get in the beach was when I went to Cancun. The water was warm. But that's beside the point. I went to the beach down there in Corpus Christi. Water was cold. No, I won't get in there. No, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good. But they're the ones that get into the water and no, I mean they're living their best life. They're the ones getting bit by these sharks and seeing these alligators that they have placed right there. They're falling into their own nets. Go ahead. It's like I can't hear you. Did the mic die? There's some other batteries over here. Let me get. Yeah. So it's like we can't hear you out here.
Okay. Into okay.
It's like
And to that destruction, let him fall.
right. Let him fall in that destruction. Let him fall in that destruction. Go ahead and drop that. Let's go into Obadiah 1 and 10. To Obadiah 1 and 10. Hold on. Let me pull it up with you.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
Right. I guess it's Esau is Jacob's brother, right? And that's who the Edomites are. The so-called white man. He's an Edomite. That's his biblical how can I say, his biblical nationality is Edom, the Edomites. Go ahead.
Shame shall cover thee.
Right. Shame shall cover thee. Whenever you talk about slavery, you talk about the Spanish conquest. You know what I mean? That was so long ago. They don't even want to talk about it because they're ashamed of it. It was America's dark secret, right? Or America's dark past. They don't like to bring that up. They don't bring that up. And if they had any integrity, you know what I mean? They would do as the Bible says and kiss the feet of the slaves. And that's what we have them doing that out in camp. You know, that is just a small token of them trying to say that they're sorry, which is nothing really. Go ahead.
And thou shalt be cut off
And
forever.
they shall be cut off forever. This land will never be great again. America will never be great again. They're going to be cut off forever. Their judgment is coming for their violence against their brother Jacob. Jacob is Israel. His name got changed to Israel, which is, the progenitor of blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. For the violence against, the so-called blacks when they brought them in through the Middle Passage, the Trilatiers, the encomienda system that they put on the Hispanics in Central and South America. You know what I mean? Against violence against your brother your brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Which means America will never be great. America was never great, especially for black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. It was never great. This wicked kingdom was established by blood, by our blood, and it just built on our bones. Go ahead and drop that. Let's get into the other article. Let's just get into it briefly, because we like to say that we're different. Our people out in the world, like, no, yo no soy negro. Like, I'm not black. I'm not with them. There's that divide between us. I mean, it's time to, break down that partition that's between us. It's actually it's time to graft the sticks together. It's time to come together with your brothers, because now more than ever is when we need it. This place is about to see sore destruction. Sore destruction. We don't want to be caught up in that. So the Lord says for us to gather together. It's time to do that. You got that article? The gator bait? Select it. Let me try to pull it up too. You sharing it on the screen?
Oh, God. This is the Wikipedia article of alligator bait.
Right, alligator bait. They dropped off alligators into the Rio Grande River. You know what I mean? So it can, eat up the so-called illegal immigrants as a deterrent for them to get into the States, right? Well, they've used alligators on our people before. You know what I mean? We are no different from each other. We suffer the same atrocities, that the slaves suffered. Us so-called Hispanics suffer the same thing, because we're slaves also. They see us as the same people. You know what I mean? Like, when they talk down on the slaves that they brought over here from West Africa, they down talk about you too. What do they call you? Hijos de la chingada. which means like children of the shit, right? I mean that's really derogative. Like that's how the Spaniards felt about you. You were basically a slave to them. They used you to build up their stronghold on the land of Mexico and Central and South America. They used you, you know what I mean? Basically as a slave. That's what the encomienda system was. It's basically a slave. You're no different from your black brother. We are the same people. We suffer the same curses, same atrocities, same you know, we suffer the same thing under these Edomites. Go ahead.
Depicting African American children as alligator bait was a common trope in American popular culture in the 19th and 20th centuries.
Right. It was popular culture to depict a little, black baby as alligator bait. I mean, how heartless is that? A defenseless baby. But that's no different from what the Egyptians were doing to our children in Egypt, right? That they would deal wisely with us, and they would, if it's a male child, they would unalive that male child. But it was a female child, they'll keep it alive. And that's where you get the story of Exodus from, that Moses was caught, was not caught, but he was found in the river, with the little, how can I say, the makeshift raft with reeds and tar that his mom had set up and saved his life. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
The motif was present in a wide array of media, including newspaper reports, songs, sheet music, and visual art. The
Right.
image,
Visual art. In other words, it's like they make a mockery of you. No different from blackface. You know what I mean? Blackface. They made a mockery of our brothers, and they use this as basically saying that they're how can I say, the lowest of society, that they're no good. Just throw them out to the gators. I mean, the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, and you want to join with him, and you're mad at your brother for waving a Mexican flag, and you want to get recognition for down talking your brother. That's disgusting. Go ahead.
the image of black children or infants being used as bait to lure alligators was widespread in white popular culture.
Right, man. That was widespread, but nowadays you're not going to hear about it. You know what I mean? We were in that same trap. They used our black brothers as bait, and then they're using this as bait again in the Rio Grande Valley. Just they bait us into coming over here to follow a false hope, follow a nightmare, the American dream, which is a nightmare to us. You know what I mean? They bait us with that, and bait us in coming over here crossing, and then we get unalived by these gators. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. But then we want to say that we're different. That the Latino struggle is different from the black struggle. That the black struggle is different from the Latino struggle. When we are the same exact people, it's the same exact struggle. I mean, it's time to come together with your brothers. Put them petty differences aside, because really there is no different. What? Just because our brothers are a little darker than us? I know Mexicans that are real dark too. I mean, it's no different. We come in different shades of brown. No, Israel is like unto a speckled bird. There's no difference between us. None whatsoever. You can go ahead and drop that article. Um, let's get into to Psalms 49 verse 11. You know, right now the sentiment of this people, I mean these people of the Edomites here in America, especially their king right now, which is Trump, right? He's real emboldened. He thinks that America is going to rise up above the ashes, as to say, and be great again, right? Which is crazy because now they're being pulled into a war that he thinks that that it's over, right? But at the first place, when he first came into office, he said that he wasn't going to go into a war with Iran. He ran that as a campaign that he was going to actually prevent a war with Iran. Well, no, why did he just bomb Iran if he's trying to prevent a war? It's because it's not him. It's the Lord pulling the strings. The Lord wants a war with Iran. The Lord wants destruction of this place. He's not going to able to pull this wicked nation out from the ashes, as to say, like he wants it. No, destruction is coming to this place. Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 49, verse 11. The inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Right, and that's what they think. They think this wicked nation is just gonna, you know, be here for God bless America. They think this wicked nation is never going to see its end. You know what I mean? What do you say? Now is the time for peace. That's what he said in his tweet, right? With his face all puffed, like, with his countenance all puffed up. Go ahead.
Their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations.
Right. They think that their great grandkids are just going to live prosperous. You know what I mean? It's not. It's not going to happen. Go ahead.
They call their lands after their own names.
Right. America Vespucci, or ever how you pronounce that dog language. You know what I mean? That's what America was. This land was not called America. It's after their name. This land, we called it Anahuac. Right. This is what we called it. The people, the indigenous people of this land. We called it Anahuac. We're gonna Simanahuac. We didn't call it America. That's a dog language. That's a slave. They forced us to speak English. But you're so proud. Oh, immigrants should come over here and learn the language, learn English. Not knowing that, they forced that language on our people. Even Spanish is a forced language. We didn't speak Spanish. We were speaking Hebrew when they came over here. Now go ahead and drop that. Let's get into Second Habakkuk 2 and 12. We are a people robbed and spoiled. They stole this land from us. We're the original inhabitants of this land. You know what I mean? and our black brothers were forced over here through slavery. So they can share this land with us. They have those Edomites that are in control of this wicked kingdom. They have no rights to this land. The only reason why they have any type of control over this land is through unaliving of us, through the blood that they spilled. Because Esau lives by the sword. But let's see their demise. Go ahead.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 12. Woe to him
Woe
that
to
buildeth
him. Woe to him. Woe means destruction. Go ahead.
that buildeth a town with blood.
And that's what that's what they built America on. They built it on blood. Through the Middle Passage, through the Trail of Tears, through the boarding schools. They built a town with blood. They're still finding, you know what I mean? Oh, I don't know if they're still finding, but they found a lot of children at these boarding schools, right? That they dug up at these boarding schools, on the premises of these boarding schools, that supposedly that they died of tuberculosis. But there were, actual facts of records that they were abusing these indigenous brothers, right? And just unaliving them and just burying them right there in the grounds, and telling their parents that they died of tuberculosis. It's no different from over here in San Antonio when they were building the San Antonio Plaza, right? When they were breaking ground. When they were breaking ground here in San Antonio, that they're finding the bones of the top Pilan Hualentecan tribes. It's no different from that. We suffer the same atrocities because we are the same people. Go ahead.
And establish it a city by iniquity.
Right. Iniquity means sin. Then that's how they establish it, through robbing and unaliving. Not to mention all the the SA that they did to our people. You know what I mean? Because this wicked dog is just ruled by his flesh. He just wants to eat up everything in his sight until he, like, will he rob until he had enough? No, he didn't leave anything for us. We don't own any type of real type of how can I say source of revenue here. We don't own any of that. Like we think that Mexico is like a sovereign nation, right? That Mexicans aren't Israelites because they have their own nation. When we don't run anything in Mexico, the indigenous people of the land, the true Iscarites, they don't run anything in Mexico. That's all ruled by the Criollos, which is the descendants of the conquistadors. They still run Mexico. We don't run a damn thing in Mexico. We're still living, in basically shacks over there. And like I know when I would go visit Mexico with my grandfather, his brother that stayed in Ojinaga, he still lived in a little adobe house. No, adobe is basically mud, made out of mud and straw. He still lived in an adobe house and had an outhouse. You know what I mean? And this was my grandfather's brother. He still lived like that. We don't run anything in Mexico. Our people are still living in destitute out there. So yes, you might have a few people that are actually living comfortable there, but us as a whole, no, we're still struggling. We're still struggling. But we still find joy out of life. You go to Mexico, you're gonna have fun. You're gonna eat some good food, and you're gonna be with amongst your brothers. You're gonna eat some good food, drink some good drinks, and we find, because we're the meek of the earth, we're the salt of the earth. You know what I mean? So, even amongst all the hell, we're still trying to find a way to live. We're still surviving. Because no, it's like it's not living, it's surviving. That's what it is. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire.
It's like you can go drop that. Let's go into Ezekiel 35 and 6. Right. Because there's a judgment coming to this place. There's a judgment coming. Even though people are asleep and underwears right now, there's a judgment coming to this place. It's time to wake up. Raza, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, it's time to wake up now more than ever. It is so close. World War III is already started. It's already started. We're seeing the beginning of the end right now. That's what we're seeing. It's already started. It's time to wake up before the day pass as the chaff. It's time to wake up before, we see it go up in smithereens. That's what chaff is, right? It's just an old word of saying smithereens. It's time to wake up before it's too late. Get into these doors. Get into the sanctuary that the Lord has put up for Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. Get into the doors of the ISUPK. And learn your true culture. Learn the ways of your God, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, on how to actually serve him, so you can be saved out of this sword destruction coming to this land. Go ahead.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood.
Right. He will prepare thee unto blood. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing to this wicked nation. He's preparing this wicked nation for destruction unto blood. Go ahead.
And blood shall pursue thee.
Right. They can't escape the destruction coming to this place. They're not going to escape it. Yeah, they're going to go into their bunkers and hide, but they're not going to escape it. No. It's going to pursue them. Go ahead.
Sith thou hast not hated blood.
Right. Since they haven't hated blood, since they're bloodthirsty when they came into this land, war was in their heart. Blood is going to pursue them. Go ahead.
Even blood shall pursue thee.
Right. Even blood shall pursue thee. Since they didn't hate blood, since the wickedness against their brother Jacob, right? Esau was basically our brother. But he had broken the brotherly covenant. Because he's bloodthirsty. All he wants is just to live by the sword and have you at his foot. He had broken the yoke. But his destruction is coming. Go ahead.
Verse 7.
It's like you can go ahead and drop that. Let's go into Proverbs 11, verse 21. You know what I mean? And this is to that brother and brothers like-minded like him that were talking the protest in LA. He was saying how the brothers that protested against uh, the ICE raids, that they were, waving the Mexican flag and actually standing up for these so-called illegal immigrants. You know what I mean? He was saying that how of a disgrace they are to the American people, to the American culture, how they were a disgrace. You know what I mean? He was trying to basically, for lack of better terms, shuck and jive for America. Having his 10 seconds of fame. You know what I mean? Being a what's that term I'm looking for? An Uncle Tom. You know what I mean? A Tío Tomás. He was trying to side with the sentiments of America. When America hates you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, America hates you. America can't stand you. America just wants to see you continue to fall and cause your destruction. That's what America wants. America does not want to see you as an equal. It never did, never will. Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand join in hand.
Right, though hand joined in hand. He was joining the so-called people that were with Trump and stuff like that. It's not so-called Slovakia. He was joining with the trompudos. How do you say it in English? Trump supporters, right? He was joining them in their hate against Mexicans. He was joining. He himself was a so-called Mexican, but he was joining them with the hate. Go ahead.
The wicked shall not be unpunished.
Yeah, even though you're a good old American yourself, right? The wicked shall not go unpunished. This nation is going to see destruction. It is not going to go unpunished for the wickedness against, God's chosen people. It is not going to go unpunished. Even though you want to, join American society and live the good old American dream, it is not going to go unpunished. It's time to come out of that dream, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. It's time to come out of that and join your brothers. Join the fight. You can drop that for my last scripture. Let's go into Zephaniah 2:1. It's time to graft the sticks back together. It's time to come together as a nation. Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, the nation of Israel. That's who you truly are. You're not African American. You're not Mexican American. You're not Native American. You are Israel. That's who you truly are, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. It's time to come together with your brothers. Come out of the lie. Come out of America, because America is going to come. How can I say? Come to ash. That's the demise of America. For the treatment of your people, your brothers. Go ahead.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
No, still thinking that we're separate.
Gather yourselves together.
Gather together, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Go ahead.
Yea, gather together.
Right. Yea, gather together. It was so important it said it twice. Gather together. Go ahead.
O nation not desired.
We're that nation not desired. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We're that nation not desired in this wicked kingdom. It's time to gather together as the scriptures say. Gather together. It's time to show compassion to one another, because that's the only way we're going to see any type of love, any type of compassion, is that we come together. The people that are most hated in this earth, we come together. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth.
Right. Before the sky cracks and those missiles drop, before the decree bring forth. Go ahead.
Before the day pass as the chaff.
Before the day passes the chaff, before everything goes up in smoke, everything gets blown to smithereens, it's time to come together. And time is short. Time is short. Time is the time coming closer than we believe. Time is short. It's time to wake up, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. This is not our rest. It's time to come together so we can actually see rest. And with that, I hand the class over to Salakia, Trooper Sawadia.
We are the ISUPK, started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3 and 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation. Memorial of blowing of trumpets. First day of the 7th month. Sunday, September 21st. Leviticus 23 and 24 through 25. If any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And these are the ISUPK security announcements.
And with that, Amajim, which means to stand, Wapan Hakwadam, which means turn and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kwadash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'a, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Ladanlanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabwatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabwatyanawa, Wala'a, Taba'ayanawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Wahala, Wahataparath, La'awalamyam, Aman. And what we said in the English was, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Sar, Sisters, you can go ahead and sit down. Brothers, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Amad Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Brakatah, Yadam Matah. Sar, face the sisters. Sisters, you can Amajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Aman Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Latah Bashem Yahweh Shai. Bashem Yahweh Shai. Yadam Matah. Class dismissed. Since I got to get a picture of